Hi everyone, Spider-Man 1991 here, and I'm here to review X-Men Days of Futures Past, the hardcover edition. Now, X-Men Days of Futures Past is probably one of the best X-Men stories from the Chris Claremont era. It's so good that it's actually used as the inspiration for the next X-Men film, which is coming out tomorrow. And although this film does kind of have, it shares the similar premise in that we have a past X-Men going back in time to prevent a horrible future where the Sentinels rule. Now, the actual story arc, Days of Futures Past, is only actually 2 issues long, which I think says a lot about it since a lot of people love it and it's only took 2 issues to tell. But it pretty much reminds us why the X-Men are here, why they exist in the Marvel Universe, why they'll never stop fighting for mutant human equality, why they need, why mutants need to defend themselves, and also why humans shouldn't try to eliminate them, because the whole premise behind Days of Futures Past, the timeline that's ruled by the Sentinels, is a result of Mystique and her Brotherhood of Evil Mutants going to assassinating Senator Robert Kelly, and after Kelly's assassination, public hatred of mutants only grows. The next president decides to put in a mass production of Sentinels. Eventually, the Sentinels come to the conclusion the only way they can protect humanity from mutants is if they take over. So the Sentinels pretty much took over North America, and they've pretty much put every single mutant in concentration camps all across America, and it's up to the last few remaining X-Men, who at this point consist of Wolverine, Kate Pryde, Colossus, Storm, Franklin Richards, Rachel Summers, and Magneto, to go back in time and try to fix all of this. So, pretty much when they get the chance to break out of their camp, they head to the main Sentinel base, while also Rachel Summers uses her powers to send Kate Pryde's mind back to her younger self, back when Kitty Pryde just joined the X-Men, so that she could prevent Senator Kelly's assassination. Which, fortunately, they're able to save Kelly, but they've only delayed the timeline a couple of months. That pretty much they only delayed the whole effects, the birth of the timeline, just by a couple of months. It pretty much says, yay, we don't have to worry about this future, but unfortunately, it's still a possibility, and so it's kind of a bittersweet ending. But the storyline is great because it, like I said, it reminds us why the X-Men are here, why they need to fight, why they also stand up for mutants, because this is something that they want to avoid. They want to avoid being dominated by a bunch of robots. I mean, who wants that in the future? Okay, and Days of Future Past has been reprinted over a number of times. This isn't just the only collected edition of Days of Future Past. There's a bunch of other trade paperbacks, and they all collect other issues of X-Men, but I went with the hardcover because they decided to release this one in time for the movie to come out, and also this one contains a lot of story arcs that are related to the Days of Future Past story, like a bunch of sequels that kind of came out as sequels and a prequel that kind of fill in some answers. The next story arc they did that dealt with this timeline is in this book. It's called Days of Futures Present, and it involves Franklin Richards from that alternate future coming to the present to try to find Rachel Summers. And Franklin is also followed by a bounty hunter who's working for the Sentinels, Ahab, who also wants to find Rachel Summers and turn her into a hound, which is basically a mind-controlled mutant who hunts other mutants for the Sentinels. Fortunately, though, they're able to get Franklin out of there and also defeat Ahab. And also there's another story arc that involves 2 issues of the series Excalibur, where the Excalibur team goes with Rachel Gray into the future, like the actual future, where apparently Kate Pryde's consciousness is in a machine, and they're able to successfully reprogram the Sentinels so that their protocol is to protect all life, both human and mutant. So in the end, they kind of make the future a better place. Also, we get a short story from an issue of Incredible Hulk, where apparently we see what happened with Bruce Banner in one of the mutant concentration camps. That's just I thought that was kind of weird and a little random. Anyways, and also we get a prequel miniseries, which is called Wolverine Days of Futures Past, and that's pretty much just a sort of prequel to the X-Men Days of Futures Past story arc. Like, you know, shows what Wolverine was doing, how he got involved with the resistance, human resistance, and also how Magneto wound up in a wheelchair and in the concentration camp where he met the other X-Men. But yeah, okay. I would say if you want to read the actual Days of Futures Past story arc and you just want that, I would say just get the digital issues, because those are probably your most cost-effective option. I only went with this because I was curious about the other storylines that came out of the Days of Futures Past storyline, and also this kind of gives you a little more information about Rachel Summers. So that's also, so I would say if you're a fan of Rachel Summers and you love Days of Futures Past, then you should definitely check out the hardcover. It's cover price, it's about $40 though, so it's a little expensive, but I got mine on Amazon for about, I believe, $25 to $30, so I thought that was a good deal. But overall, I would say X-Men Days of Futures Past, the actual story arc, is something that every X-Men fan should read. It's definitely a good story. If you can't find any of the trades, then just get them digitally, because that's probably your most cost-effective method. Even though I bought this thing, but I have to say though that it is worth it. You get a lot. You really do pay for a lot of stories, so that's definitely one of the good things about this. And that's pretty much it. I can't wait to see the Days of Futures Past movie tomorrow. It's going to be awesome. I really hope it lives up to all the hype. Until then, I'm Spider-Man 1991. Thank you again for watching my review of this book. See you later.